Hello, Owner1 here, and in the last episode of Reference to Zelda, we checked out the boots of Cody Rhodes, the wrestler in WWE. This time we'll go to a cartoon that should have been showed with a typical only 90s kids would understand kind of meme, but no. We've all probably heard or seen of the Powerpuff Girls before. It used to be, or maybe even still is on the air on Cartoon Network. And it's about 3 superheroines that were created in a laboratory by a professor in the town called Townsville. They defend the city against monsters, evil villains, and other criminals. Alright, so where does Zelda come in? Well, there's an episode where the mayor of Townsville plays a video game that really looks like Zelda. Alright, this isn't as much of a reference as an actual Zelda game. I mean, look at this. It's got the hearts, that's clearly Link, the A and C buttons are up on the screen, and he's got a fairy with him. All this suggests, of course, that this is either Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. But even though the game on the screen already is very convincing to be an N64 game, the controller in the mayor's hands is clearly an N64 controller, and the console itself is clearly a Nintendo 64, just without a game cartridge inside. So there's no question at all that this is a Zelda game. And even if they weren't gonna be clear on which game it would be, between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, why don't we speculate a bit? Just like we did with the made-up story in our first video of Reference to Zelda, the one about Pondus. First of all, Link seems to be a child, so this could go either way. He finds himself in a hall with brick walls. This could make it seem like something like the bottom of the well, or the Shadow Temple from Ocarina of Time. Or maybe even the Stone Tower Temple from Majora's Mask, when you look at its color. But that block falling down reminds me of this room in the Forest Temple, with the narrow halls and blocks you have to push. Though Link's an adult in the Forest Temple. Another thing is the music playing in the background. It sounds a lot like the mini-boss theme from Ocarina of Time. It's actually a pretty cool tune too. Now, about the fairy. It glows white, and it probably could go either way with Tattle and Navi. But the one thing that really sells this fairy as being Navi is... well, listen to this. We all know that Navi is famous for that word, while in Majora's Mask, the voices were changed into a little jingly sound. So, most probably, this was intended to be a reference to Ocarina of Time. Now, as I said earlier, they were probably not trying to be copying one of the games 100%, but since Ocarina of Time is the most famous one, they went for something similar to that game, and they really succeeded. This actually is a pretty accurate portrayal of the first 3D Zelda game. What do you think about this? Have you seen this episode before? Is there anything else in the gameplay I missed that could be referring to something? Please leave a comment and let us know. Good job.